Do we want to run the entire city, or do we want to have a city manager that does that for us?
I'm going to go the right way. There's the wrong way and the right way. If we're going the right way, I won't have no problem with it. If you're doing things the wrong way, at the corner and more, I'm going to have problems with it.
Well, that's what we're discussing.
I represent
There's a lot
the city and the
of things going
citizens to my
on
best
that
of my
are
ability.
not according to what they should be. There are some things that we are not allowed in our position to do. Okay, where are we going with this discussion?
Can I ask a question about this on the code compliance officer? Just because we've had, I mean, so much employee turnover, I just want to know, because the last code compliance officer went to school and got trained and all of that, is this code compliance officer that's filling in the new position going to be, on a probationary period before he gets sent to school, before we invest all this money, or, what's the situation on spending money on school? That's what I'm curious about.
A lot of it depends on when the code compliance school comes up. They usually have one every year that is close enough that we can go to it affordably, so a lot of it depends on when the school comes up. Okay. Frankly, I haven't looked to see when the next one comes up.
So, we're not looking to send him to school like right now or anything?
Not really. Nothing close enough.
Okay. I was just kind of curious about that.
Do you know the actual cost to take animals to pamper? Compared to the training, what it's going to cost for the traveling training, the actual cost to take animals to pamper for euthanization, the gas, the labor, the wear and tear on the vehicle. You got any figures on that? Or?
Labor would be about $25. I think the wear and tear on the vehicle is kind of intangible. We'll burn a few gallons of gas. It'll cost us $10 a head for euthanization, and I think a couple of bucks for disposal. That's in the contract that we have with Pampa.
If it's more feasible to go to Pampa, why do the training? If it's more feasible to do that, I want comparison. I ain't no sense in wasting a bunch of money when we do that. If it's not costing that much in Pampa, let's just do that. Am I making sense to you?
Yes, but a lot of it has to do with convenience. If I can have an animal control officer in town and let him spend 30 minutes putting down the animals that need to be put down instead of 2 hours on the road, and have somebody, I'm going to choose to have him here that extra hour and a half out in the field doing something productive.
The 2 hours he'd be on the road. That means it's 2 hours. He's not either catching other stray animals, or that's 2 hours he's not doing coat.
Let me ask Lambert I'm going to ask you one more question, Lambert. And I think I've asked you this 2 or 3 times tonight. So you don't let anything on your personal agenda involve any decision with code compliance?
I don't think I have a personal agenda. I don't have a clue what y'all are talking about.
Like if you dislike or don't like somebody?
I get frustrated with some people, but they still deserve the same careful consideration.
That's just human nature. We all do. But they all have to be created the same by law.
We have some chronic complainers that just about wear me down, but they still get the same service. I can't imagine what personal agenda y'all are referring to.
On to agenda item number 6. The status of the city administrator. I'm sorry, I did. Okay, we're open. Tommy, you wanted this on the deal?
Yeah, we did a review and job performance in October. We'll do one in November, and if we have to, we'll do another one in December because we'll put him on a 90-day probation.
Okay.
I had a right to put this on here.
Didn't question that. I just saying you're the one that wanted it on. Where do you want to go now?
We talked to him the last time about some stuff that we wanted done and asked him. We didn't tell him, we asked him. I don't tell nobody nothing. I ask questions.
I got that point.
I asked you October the 23rd, Lambert, about that flow meter. You said another day or 2. I don't believe it's still working.
Nope,
you and Clayton Scales with KSA have had over a year. This was y'all's idea.
A little bit?
Why do we can we get somebody else in here? The board can get somebody else in here to fix this, I promise you. We can get fined for that. And it's been over a year and it ain't going yet. And we're using city employees' labor. Something not jiving. I can't get the picture there.
I just haven't got it done. I don't have a good answer for you. I can go hire a private contractor, we can get the thing finished and be done with it.
I thought, well, when you and Clayton started this, KSA, it was just a little simple deal. It's going to be more efficient and better for the city.
Yeah, he did his part. I haven't done mine.
I never did know. We never was told what your part was. We didn't know we was going to use city employees and equipment and take a year to do it. We would have done something different probably back then.
It should have been a pretty easy job. I do not have a good answer why we haven't gotten it done. The hardest parts have been done. I think most of the parts are hanging up out there. It's not wired up, and the transducer needs to be mounted, and then it'll need to be calibrated.
Then we were told about the tree burning we were going to do. That hasn't been done. You told us that.
Have not had ideal weather.
Well, tree limbs are getting too big over there.
We separated the brush pile. We have to have a day when we have a wind out of the south less than 5 knots and humidity a certain level and these kinds of things. And we have not had an ideal day to do that.
I will say I did notice, and this was good, that back when we had the last review, I said that we need to be more effective and efficient by better choices and spending harder. And I talked about using the backhoe, going up and down the street, and using all the fuel. And I did see the city employees today. They were using the dump truck to haul all the dirt, and it was like 2 trips instead of like 17. So that was a lot more efficient.
Thank you for that.
Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
I just want it goes back to the first year we had with the administrators. Some communication. You tell me you're going to do something, try to get it done. Just don't blow it off to the side and forget about it. I mean, we have priorities. And I know what the priorities are. We've already said that. The street, the water, we have priorities that need to be fixed. There's a bunch of little bitty stuff that neglect, but we have priorities that aren't being taken care of. And that goes back to what Roger was saying. We have some major issues we need to tackle. Just like he said. Like the potholes. We didn't have no material for a long time, then we did get some. Well, I don't know. I don't understand everything that's going on. We missed 2 good weeks of nice weather without any asphalt material. Yeah. That's poor management. We could have had it.
Well, if there's no money, there's no money.
I explained all
that. That was the reason it wasn't ordered, is we couldn't pay for it.
But we can pay TML in a governmental risk pool $38,000.
That's why we didn't have the money, because we paid TML.
They let you pay quarterly, though, don't they? Do they not?
Save money if you pay all at once.
I know, but they will let you pay. You paid it all but $400. I looked at the bill.
It's a percentage, yeah.
I think it would have been more wise to pay that quarterly.
During budget that we were going to do that.
It was. It was.
And I understand, if we knew we went over budget last year, that month, we should have started cutting back 2 or 3 months before and not overspent where we're living month to month now. That's not a good way to operate.
Because we put the budget that way.
His budget was cut from the year before, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, I'm trying to tell you, we spent less. We've been down this argument, but if we want to rejoin this argument one more time, we didn't give doodly squat to spend on anything.
This is this year.
Exactly. We can't spend, when we're talking about filling potholes, what we're going to fill it with? Dust?
No, it's reflecting on last year's budget, William. You're a year behind.
It has nothing to do with last year's budget.
Yes, it is.
No, it has nothing to do with last year's budget.
We're in the hole starting this year. We were already in the hole.
business, you go from year to year, that is right.
We wasn't in the hole
You have to
starting
look,
this
you were in
year.
a hole
Zero
last year.
down.
Yeah,
It
we
was
zeroed
zeroed out.
out. We have money in the bank, we have CDs, we have reserves, we are
Oh,
not.
I know that.
No, because we
We're not
follow the
where we were
guidelines of our budget.
6
Now,
years
we
ago,
made
5
choices, and
years
there
ago.
are things that do have to be paid annually, and they're paid in October,
Okay.
and that's what we did. He was in my office at least twice a week, can I buy it, can I buy it, can I buy it, talking about the pothole patch, and I'm telling you now, we have to have more money come in, and by the time the month closed, we had more revenue than what we spent. But we had to wait through October. We were
I
just
believe-
hearing it.
I believe there would have been a way to get to my fault and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I could have went against the budget. I could have said, "Pfft, why mess
We
with
could have
that?"
budgeted for that.
But
That
that's
would
not
have
it.
been- could have
Us
been.
as
Start there.
financial officers, we
That's
are
what
not
happened in the street department. Thank you.
Instead of knock it down 10,000, which we did, we could have put 10,000 more in it. Remember, we kept,
And I think
as
this
we
is
went
where
through
the
that
citizens
budget,
are
we
getting
kept
it, because
whittling
we're
it, budget
sitting here
away,
saying we
whittling
have no
away,
money.
whittling away.
But
So
whether
we're
we
not
had
going
it
to
or
raise this, we're not going to raise that, we're not going to spend here, we're not going to spend there. And eventually, we had a smaller budget than what we had when we were from last year.
But what I'm saying is, whether we had had it budgeted or not, we wouldn't have had the money because we make our money off property taxes. That's where, or
Oh, a
off taxes.
portion. A
That's where most
portion,
of our
yeah.
income comes from.
Not
I
most.
know. No, not at all.
Okay, well, either way, when you start the physical year, if you start out at zero, you still have no money, whether it's budgeted or not.
No matter what you got in the budget.
There's still not any.
Right.
So it's not a
According to the
question of
budget.
did we budget it or not. It's a question of did we have the money then or not, and we didn't. It's not because we didn't budget it.
Right. We didn't have the money in the budget. We had the money in the bank. We didn't have it in the budget. So we live by that budget. We perform according to that budget. That's why we waited till November. We knew we were going to be out these big changes. I mean, we knew that we were going to do this. We saved the city money by doing it. And by the end of the month of October, we were right side up. We were rocking and rolling. Let's get on with it.
So we're good now. So we shouldn't hear any
We
more
were-
citizens
we were
say
good.
that we're broke
No, but
because
you know,
of the
the
city
citizens
council.
are hearing that we don't have money, but they don't understand that we don't have money according to the budget. We got money in the bank.
I just wish the board wasn't blamed for everything.
Oh,
You know,
It always
the city's
has
broke
been.
because
Get
of the
used to
board.
it. We're the blame for everything.
It's not y'all, it's us.
No, it's y'all. No, it's us too.
We're all in this
I
together.
got cussed yesterday over something I have no control over. People just look at us like that, and that's what we're trying to work on is our image. We are not these people that are against you. We're not out to make the profit and take the money away from the little old lady. We're out there to take care of her, to make her value of life better. We're pension. I don't even throw folders away. I reuse everything. We are constantly looking at ways to save money. But it's this image that we have to the citizens because of what they're being told. They're getting the truth and they're running with it.
Who's telling them?
I don't know.
Good question.
That's just it. If I knew, I'd sit that person down and go, listen, ask me. If you have a question, ask me. I will tell you. And
Because-
everybody I do talk to and spend time with, they walk away and they understand. But we're always going to be the villain. That's in every city. It's in every city. I don't
Well,
think
I mean,
anybody's ever lived
I've
in
just
a
been
city.
told too that the city employees, because we didn't give dental and vision, because they were told they weren't getting a raise, and that is a raise, that we had said that they weren't getting a raise, the dental and vision, because the city council said they weren't worth it. That's what's all over town, and I don't know where that
I
came
don't know
from.
where that came from.
But
because
I just
had
wish
never
that
heard
that wasn't
till
the
now.
case.
No, that was denied. That was
Right.
denied by council.
But it was
wasn't
because
they were
that was a
worthless.
raise.
It's because we didn't give raises.